Pop, pop!
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and today I'm playing with the Jolly Balloon Man. The Jolly Balloon Man is a token-making commander that clones, kind of like a Kiki Jiki, but at sorcery speed, but turns your creatures into 1/1 balloons that go away at the end of the turn. They die, which means that the Jolly Balloon Man is good with enter the battlefield, on attack, tokens, and on death. Those are 4 different things that work well with the Jolly Balloon Man, and I decided to focus a lot in on enter the battlefield and token synergies, some of which also happen to go well with on attack synergies. If you wanted to put in something like a Leonin War Leader that makes tokens on attack, it works great with the Jolly Balloon Man. I just put the bigger, cooler version that also triggers on enter the battlefield, the threefold Thunder Hulk. We've got a lot of cards in this deck that are great to blink, and instead of blinking them, we make copies of them. Those copies might go away, but they still get you a lot of value, a lot of tempo, and a bit of damage in on your opponent. Even more damage in on your opponent if you have something like the Impact Tremors or War Leader's Call Out. And since we are making copies of things that are permanent removal when they enter play, like the Unidentified Hovership and Skyclave Apparition, are even better with the Jolly Balloon Man. It's also great to have an excuse to play what is such a nice new piece of white removal. In this deck, we can also make a lot of tokens off of things like Toby. Sure, you're copying a legendary creature, but you do get an extra beast token that will stick around. Since those tokens would go away at the end of turn, just the one that you're copying, it doesn't feel too bad to just get 1 extra copy. If you do want more extra copies, though, Eartha Joe will actually copy your targeted ability. Eartha Joe says, Jolly Balloon Man, you get to trigger again when you activate the first time. You can also turn Marvin, Murderous Mimic, into yet another Jolly Balloon Man. Sometimes you have a little bit of a toy synergy here with things like Arabella, who is looking to attack in with all of the other teeny tiny creatures, like the tokens you're making. And because the tokens are tiny, they will trigger twice and be mostly unblockable with Delny, and draw you cards off things like Welcoming Vampire and Enduring Innocence. So let's take Jolly Balloon Man into the queue and start blowing up some balloons. The First Sliver, and possibly the first and only Sliver. I only have 2 mana in this hand, though I do have some other fun stuff. I'm gonna throw this back. Hey, the First Sliver. I wonder how many slivers are gonna be in this deck. 1. Maybe that's it. Impact Tremors gives me something cool to do, but I think I'd rather just pop down this Loyal Warhound, even though it won't trigger, to get some power on the board. Impact Tremors is a way to get some, like, reaching power. It's like every time I have my creatures, we're getting a little bit more damage in. And hopefully I'll be able to clone this once they're ahead of us on lands, and they will be pretty soon. Elite Spellbinder. This is going to give me a pretty good idea of what they're doing here. Let's see. Removal, ramp. I guess I'll tax the removal. And swing for 3. Gateway Plaza. So far they have played 2 gates, so it makes me wonder if they have a secret gate synergy here. This is just me getting some more lands. May as well ramp, right? 1 less damage in. They played for Gateway Plaza with the Gateway Plaza. Oh, because of spelunking! 'Cause it came in untapped. That's cute. Joint exploration. Oh, they're ramping! And there's Swords to Plowsharing, my Jolly Balloon Man. Aww. I'm gonna Femrite this, even though it's 3 less damage, to see what's in their hand. Okay, discover the formula, Murderous Rider, and Chromatic Lantern. We'll hit the Discover the Formula. Swing in. Oh, I meant to do this first, so I would get one more damage. That's my bad. Look, now Jolly Balloon Man can refund part of his mana cost. They discovered the formula. Get a bunch of cards in hand. They all cost less. I would like to draw a card. Okay, that's a Mondrak. We're going to bring out the Mondrak. It's going to get me double tokens. Show me your secrets. They might cost less, but I'll make them cost more. Anguished Unmaking. Omni. Yeah, I'll hit the Omni. I guess I could hit... They're all exiling, but I'm going to hit Path since these two make them lose life. And I'm also going to, before these sacrifice it themselves, I'm willing to pay the life. Try to bully them into using exiling spells. For Mondrak. Thank you, Mondrak. Yes, they definitely have a gate thing going on. So First Sliver, Golos, you can run those as gates. Golos is definitely the strongest because he can fetch any land. Like Maze's End. So they're cascading into Shigeki. Also gets more lands. But we have a lethal attack next turn. GG for Sliver. Nashi, Searcher in the Dark. Hey, this is the guy I built in the early access event. Nashi cares about legendaries and enchantments. When you hit with Nashi, and it's pretty easy to hit with Nashi since he does have Menace and only costs 2 mana, you mill, and you mill more based on his power. If you happen to mill some cool cards that maybe happen to be legends or enchantments, you put them in your hand. I think I can drop this mountain here. We're gonna steal. What do we want? Season a Weaving, Nightmare Shepherd, or Liliana of the Veil. For this deck, I want Nightmare Shepherd. Liliana of the Veil, sure, it's great, but I already have a piece of removal, 2 pieces of removal actually in hand. I crack open there, Misty Rainforest. And it might be time for Nashi to come into play. I personally find that Nashi on turn 2 is the way you want to, like, curve out with this. But I'm gonna put him in the hover ship. He's being abducted by aliens. Hover ship is especially good against commanders. Because if you, if you use the hover ship on them, they don't get a card... they don't get their card back ever. Actually, is this permanent no matter what? Oh, it's permanent no matter what. Yeah. There is no exiled card, though, so with no exiled card's owner, they won't get to Manifest Dread. Ooh, Aquazots! So I'm gonna turn my hover ship into a creature. And then I'm gonna use the Jolly Balloon Man to put it in the alien spacecraft. And now Aquazots is gone. I saw they used the buzzers you're circling. I'm out for vengeance. Now I have no idea what this is, but it's a card from their deck. And hi, Scraps. Did you see that there was a rat? And you thought you wanted to be here too? This little kitty, by the way, she caught a mouse 2 nights ago. She is a proper huntress. The first time she's ever caught a mouse without assistance. Yeah, it's a proud little girl right here. Hey, sweetie. You're so good. Let's do some stuff. Johnny's gonna crew a spaceship. Because of course he is. And then I'm gonna make a copy of a Johnny. And a Johnny's being bounced back into my hand, so I do not get a copy of him. Aw, dang it. I'm still playing him again. More tokens, more fun, more cats. Go for it. Yeah, if you make a clone of a Johnny, you kill the clone and then he transforms. It's great. Now, right, Scraps. Isn't that great? Yeah, Johnny's going to space. Scraps, are you a kitty who's gonna go to space? Oh no, everything I know and love is dead. Nashi, where'd you get a board wipe from? My thoughts have been seized. Lightning Bolt can kill Nashi, so I think they're gonna hit that. I'm gonna go for this Nightmare Shepherd. And just swing in for another 2 damage. Gotta be aggressive. I could play War Leader's Call next turn for even more damage. Or I could go for Jolly Balloon Man and trying to make some clones. You're such a good girl. Nashi's getting Ward 2 from Solitary Defiance. That's cool. I forgot this card exists, despite the fact that I'm the one who revealed it. Let it be known, I don't always pay the most attention. Yeah, hi girl. What are you playing with over there? Oh, is it the headphones? She was playing with these during another recording we were doing, and now she just wants to play with them. She's like, yeah, headphones! I love these! Scraps, you're so good at magic. Good. You're such a good cat. Oh, I'm so sorry. Nashi, I'm so sorry. I was distracted by the cat. I'll double block Nashu. The rat. I couldn't see the hover ship was holding priority because I can't see half the screen. I'm so sorry, Bladeworks. Your name's really cool. It sounds like you make swords. I'm cat distracted. I'm always distracted by Scraps. She shows up and it's suddenly like, I just want to play with this. Great death with sword in hand. Yeah. This person's good at emoting. Some people are bad at emoting. This person's like good at emoting. Good game, Nashi. Voja, Jaws of the Conclave is going to be really hard for me to play against because I have no board wipes in this deck. I'm not even running the Wanderer, the Eternal Wanderer, who works as both like a great blinker and a board wiper. So Voja's going to be tricky. The more wolves and elves they have, the more they get. +1/+1 counters, and card draw. And they go on everything. And also it has Vigilance, Trample, and Ward 3, meaning that I can't just get rid of it because it's going to cost me a minimum of like 4 mana if I get my 1 mana instant speed stuff. That's fine. They'll never expect that I have Felia here. Why is Voja in Arena? Well, I'm going to tell you something. This is actually a standard legal card. So it's in Arena because it's standard legal. I'm gonna put this in the hover ship. And I could either blink this to get rid of their mana dork here. They would be able to block Felia. I'm just gonna blink that elf. One less elf. It's one less elf. Aliens have abducted the Canopy Tactician. And here comes Voja. So, good news, bad news. Good news is I can actually get rid of Voja. The bad news is that the dog's gonna die. Because I need to pay the ward. But it does have a toughness of 5 or less. But I can pay the ward. Not the doggy. Oh, wait. They're going for a trade here. Alright, we go to end step. The hover ship returns. And I have to be able to pay the ward 3. That's why I couldn't do, like, Jolly Balloon Man cloning this. Good spaceship. And a good kitty, too. Yeah, you're such a good kitty. Wholesomeer comes out and brings out another Voja. Hey, wait a minute. There's not supposed to be 2 of you. Nobody tell them. I'm gonna play Mondrak on this turn. Just pass the turn. That allows me to make double tokens. It also means that token makers will make double tokens. Even better. Like Sanguine Evangelist or Jolly Balloon Man out here. The more you can copy, the more fun you have. Allosaurus Shepherd. So what's great is this is not mana. Wait, is this the fight one? Alright, the good news is I can tap Mondrak, so they can't force me to block with it. Yeah, this is the block wolf, not the fight wolf. Yeah, the good old if able clause right here. Blocks that wolf if able. You can see, like, right there, they've targeted it. But it can't block because it's tapped. So we take the damage. Great. Now let's see if we can make a couple tokens. Jolly Balloon Man. I'm gonna put myself at a pretty low life total doing this. I think it's totally worth it, though. I have to turn this into a creature. We're going to use these hover ships to exile 2 things, but I'm putting on full control mode because I need to do a thing here. I need to sacrifice the 2 hover ships before they exile so they don't manifest dread. Now I might still be dead here. I guess I could still attack in. Why not? I might still be dead, but I'm not doing the math. Yeah, right, scraps. Math is for blockers. Yeah, I think the death comes from Allosaurus Shepherd. Because they can activate Allosaurus Shepherd and turn all the elves into thick elves. And then I die. Never mind, time for the dog again. Woof woof. All right, I can make a bunch of blockers. I could go for this again. I hate that I have to pay the frickin' ward 3. I'm trying to think if I have a way to kill them off, like, Enduring Courage here. Thick elves. Yeah, thick elves. You got a problem with thick elves? I'm gonna play a wee Goggy. Carnosaur. And I can't do the sacrifice trick again here because I need to pay the ward. What are you bopping now? Yeah, Voja should have never been printed. Is it this key? You want to play with this key? That's so cute, girl. You're so cute. No. I don't even know what you're doing, but it's really adorable. What is this? What is this? feel like they still have lethal with the Shepherd. Because I can only block one thing. If they could attack him with, like, 2 5/5s. Is it 6? Hey, girl. Yeah! Oh, you're so cute, though. Like the key? Like the cardboard? Sorry, this is, like, just me playing with my cat. But it's really important gameplay. Yeah, right. Really important gameplay for a good kitten enrichment. Oh no, they solved the riddle! Good game. For anybody wondering, why did I not hit the Allosaurus Shepherd? I don't know. I think because if I let them have a 3/3, it also would have just been lethal off them attacking wide. GG. Eladamri Corvicdoll. Eladamri can cheat creatures into play or just let you play creatures off the top of their library. I do have a bit of removal, some card draw, and a tax here. Also, crime. The crime's important. Eladamri needs to tap creatures, though, so in order to work, he's got to either go fast or have a bunch of friends around him. This oftentimes works really well with elves ramping and just big green stuff, which shouldn't surprise anybody that an elf would like big green stuff. Tends to be what they like. So we'll bring out the impetuous Lootmonger. They're sacrificing a land to get a land. I'm kissing my cat to get a land. Okay, it didn't give me a land, but like imagine if it did. What do I want to drop here? I feel like the Realm Warden is going to be one of the less useful cards because most of these decks, they're mostly creatures. I could also drop the Flage, just knowing I could get it back. And, ooh, a Hobbit! I love Hobbits! I got a little delighted halfling. Scraps, that's just like you. You're a delighted halfling. You're so happy all the time. Make use of my impetuous Lootmonger, who gets me a treasure when I cast stolen spells. Yes, this is in a deck because it is an enter the battlefield and also it does crime. And it makes tokens! We love tokens here. Flage comes down, deals 3 to Eladamri. I guess I could swing in with the Lootmonger since they can't get more lands in Graveyard here to get the buff. Perfect. Oh, Scraps, I gotta pass the turn, honey. Yeah, you're so good. Prismatic Vista will get them within range of buffing up the Elvish Reclaimer. Druid of the Cowl gets them more mana as well. We're up to 5 mana here, so I could just flash out Solitude. I think that's going to be my best move, and then next turn, cloning the Solitude. That way, whatever big, green, scary thing they play, I can take out. Yes, she's getting so much praise and attention. This cat is constantly in need. So see, Soul of the Harvest, that's the big, scary green thing. And it's also giving them 6 life. I give you 6 life. I could either go for card draw or just keep removing things. I'm just going to keep removing things. Less mana they have, the better. I'll use my Solitude. And I'm also going to wipe my face from this cat puff. You're so good, girl. Solitude swings in for 1. Fake Solitude. And gets sacrificed. Looks like we've won. They didn't get anything that was big, green, and able to get through my unending solitude, which isn't very solitudinous. I've actually got a lot of company. Yeah, just like you, Scraps, you're keeping me company. Good girl. Roxanne, Starfall Savant, the cat who throws rocks, is able to deal 2 damage each time she enters the battlefield or attacks, and gets 2 more mana each time as well, since she makes these meteorites that tap for 2 as long as she's in play. I do have a way to destroy her through Fury, but I also mostly have cards that aren't going to be too impactful against her, so I'm going to keep this hand and see if I can, still get some good tempo rolling with my Jolly Balloon Man. Or maybe just, gain a lot of life off my Guide of Souls and Arabella to stabilize, since they didn't have any turn 1 ramp. Roxanne is kind of nuts, and I don't know why the game is like, yeah, you want to make some balloons? Do it against Roxanne. I don't want to do that against Roxanne. She's scary. She's a scary cat with a big chicken and a lot of rocks. Verdant Catacombs, and a loud beeping noise coming from outside. I apologize for that. Unfortunately, the construction near me is still somehow not over yet. Gwenna is going to allow them to play Roxanne next turn, which gives me a choice here of, do I just ram that Guide of Souls into them for no particular reason, since it's gonna die anyway? Probably shouldn't. I gain my life, deal my damage. I've got my commander in play. There goes the Guide of Souls. It's like I'm saving 2 damage to face by keeping it around. And I don't have enough mana yet for Fury, but I can Witch Enchanter this meteorite, and then the Witch Enchanter will get killed by the next meteorite. I am 1 mana away now from Fury. But they have 6 mana that's showing, at least if they're casting creature spells. And this is Vorinclex, who's going to get them 2 forests. I'd say they can get non-basics, but they've already played 1, so they're probably just grabbing regular forests. Actually, they played 2 non-basic forests. Llanowar Elves, okay. And Roxanne swings in. I don't have enough blocking power to deal with her, because the Witch Enchanter does die to the meteorite. Guess I'll still block Gwenna here. It's a little risky, but I think most things are already dealing enough damage to take something out. So I can kill Roxanne, but then Roxanne can do this nasty little thing of just turning back around and coming back into play. I'm still going to kill her here. And so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 1 onto Llanowar Elf. Thank you, Fury. And next turn I can clone the Fury, just to get the damage again. I'll still be taking a lot of damage from Vorinclex, or I guess they could flip over Vorinclex this turn, since they have 2 extra mana off Gwenna. Vorinclex, Gwenna, how you doing? You doing all right? So that's good to hear. It's good to hear. You guys like gnomes? I like gnomes. I think they're funny. Ooh, Inferno of the Star Mounts. That is a big, hasty creature. Very aggressive, very gruel. And it can suddenly win the game, not just through, like, regular combat damage. It can actually just, like, blast you for 20 damage. Kind of rad. I might want to block with Arabella, just to reduce the damage I take here. But I think this is fine. I'm going to make this copy of Fury. And I'm going to deal the damage to Vorinclex. And I'm going to swing in for 2. And for 6. This way, if they block, Vorinclex will die. And since they didn't block, they're taking 8 damage. Bring out the Blade Splicer. And the Clone of Fury goes away. How much damage did I have off this Inferno? I probably should have looked at that first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 additional damage. Ooh, that's a lot. That would be 13 on its own, like, and then Vorinclex with some trample too, and I'd have to at least double block to prevent that. Oh, hey Chandra. Bye, Fury. Oh, and the beeping returns. I am not loving whatever they're doing outside these days. It's beeping. They're beeping outside. I would like them to stop, please and thank you. Inferno's going straight for my face. They're skipping over this invasion of Zendikar. And on this turn, I don't think I want to clone anything. I think what I want to do is use the threefold Thunder Hulk to make a bunch of 1/1s. Because now Arabella is going to directly drain for 6 on attack. There's a reason she's in this deck. She works very nicely with these tokens. And you can block, but I don't think you can prevent lethal. So, shout out to Arabella. Gotta be the real MVP. Can't believe this card's an uncommon. Especially good with Delny. Seriously, if you get a Delny out with Arabella, you're in the money. Amazing card. GG. Brawl, Crackling Wit. Brawl gets additional loyalty counters whenever you cast a non-creature spell. And he also makes otter tokens. And they're utterly adorable. They also have prowess. He can also draw some cards. And he works pretty well to get himself to ultimate ability, which gives everything Storm. Everything, not everything. Every instant in sorcery gets Storm. Bringing out a Mind Stone. They've got mana. Enough for a ring. So this turn, I think I either want to, like, get out at Sushi or the Enduring Courage, or just hit that mana rock with the Skyclave Apparition. That means that next turn, I'll have mana to play Jolly Balloon Man and clone the Skyclave Apparition. L Cops, thank you for the resub. I think that popped up earlier today, but I'm happy to see it again. Thank you so much for watching.
Don't underestimate me. Thanks for the helping paw.
Nice Otta. Bring out the Jolly Balloon Man. We copy the Skyclave Apparition. We exile Brawl. And they're gonna put this back into the command zone, because otherwise it's gone forever. Oh, okay. Maybe they don't know that's how that works. Well, that's how it works. Their commander is now gone forever. But they do get a 4/4 token! They're killing the Skyclave Apparition in my Mana Rock. They're gonna get another token. You know, these tokens could beat me down pretty quickly. I'm going to play the Stalwart Realm Warden because they sure are casting non-creature spells. It's almost like their commander cares about non-creature spells. So now the next non-creature spell they cast costs 4 more mana. Possibly more mana because I might be making more copies of this next turn. They're swinging in for 7. And it looks like they couldn't cast anything. I'm going to bring out the Enduring Courage, because that is going to give a buff to the clones and any other creatures that come into play. They get haste and +2/+0. This is in this deck in part just because it's cute and I like it. So the next spell they cast will cost 6 more mana. Holy beef! Thank you for the sub. We're back up to 18 life. Yeah, this card being a stacking effect is pretty dangerous to play against. Especially because in one turn, if you can, like, flicker it or anything else, you can easily just buff it up to 6 or 8 mana. GG, Roll. You're in exile forever, but, you know, you would have been taxed either way. Good game. Teysa of the Ghost Council. Teysa is a problem, and that problem can only be solved by somehow removing her. I didn't find any good removal in either of these hands, but I did get Impetuous Lootmonger in this one, and the Impetuous Lootmonger has a great benefit of being able to hit their cards. Now, Teysa of the Ghost Council, she enters and she exiles herself. She goes away, she phases out. Well, she doesn't phase out. She does, in fact, exile herself and then come back. And each time she does, she makes a spirit and her intensity goes up. Giver of Runes, that gives them a way to protect it. Dang, already it's like you have to hit her at instant speed. This makes it even harder. I'm still going to use this Lootmonger. I'm going to drop Mind Stone. And let's see what we found here. Go for the Throat, Cut Down, and Arcane Signet. So if they tap out completely, the Cut Down will be able to hit her, because you have to hit her before she triggers anyway. Otherwise, her intensity goes up. So if they try to play her with no extra mana up, we'll cut her down. And if not, I'll hit the Giver of Runes with this. You gonna kill my Lootmonger? The opponent cannot see what's been heisted. So they Swords to Plowshares, but they didn't play a land, which means that unless they had a Dark Ritual, and they think they would have done it anyway, I'm safe here to play Marvin. Marvin's in this deck because Marvin lets you have an extra Jolly Balloon Man. Jolly Balloon Man has an activated ability. Marvin gets an activated ability. Okay, well, Marvin has no abilities. Excuse me. Excuse me, Teysa. It's very rude of you. Sending that Giver of Runes to jail. You're missing mana, but you sure do have removal. You may have noticed that, like, 2 of the 3 cards I saw were also removal before. Hi there, Loran. Loran is going to get rid of my Arcane Signet. That's totally fine. They're up to 3 lands now. And as I mentioned before, I want to make sure I have this cut down ready right away. I'm going to attack in with Marvin. They could have, I guess, killed. I wonder if their oops was, oh, I just found better removal for Marvin. Not playing Jolly Balloon Man yet. I guess I could and just not activate him. That probably would have worked. Alright, Hanged Executioner. I want to make it seem like I've got more stuff. There is so much beeping outside. I will turn your Hanged Executioner into a 3/3 since this is removal. Look, I have a spirit too. Mine's better, because I said so. The beeps are very real. Yeah, I'll see if I can close up all the windows soon. Oh, Teysa, did you have 4 mana yet? Or only removal? The thing I just got rid of is also a form of removal. It's also a spirit, though, so I feel like it does really fit in with the Teysa, buffing up all the spirit tokens and spirit permanents. This is an illusion, though. This is a spirit. Yeah, this is a spirit. Hey, they found Dark Ritual! Teysa time? Teysa enters. And I'm going to try to use this cut down. I could also try to use the Ephemerate to get her, but... No, I want to use the stolen removal. So her intensity is still 0, because the ability did not resolve with her on board. I've got extra mana here, so I guess I'll use it on this Restless Bivouac. And I'll buff up the Skyclave Apparition. A Roaming Throne. Naming Spirit. Right? Yeah, she's a spirit. Because they won't be able to play Teysa this next turn, I think we just take this as a term to play the Vermcoil engine. Or sorry, the Vermcoil machine. Verm Spiral Machine. That's what people like to call it. The German name, it's very cute. Hi, Wormcoil Engine. So this makes a really nice token because it becomes even more tokens when it dies. And it will die because that balloon is gonna pop. Oh, Caretaker's Talent. Bring out my worm coils and swing in with them. They're not double blocking. And we get extra worms! Yay, worms! Now with a token doubler or tripler, that gets even more exciting. Oh, who's going down the hole? Phyrexian Worm go down the hole. I'll use this turn. I'm just gonna get lost on the Roaming Throne, since I got lots of mana for it. And they're drawing cards in response. Maybe they'd even find a way to save it. Caretaker's Talent, drawing them cards. Cute. Ooh, Recruiter of the Guard. They didn't use a map there. It's interesting. In we swing. Oh, did I do it in end step? That's why they didn't. This is sorcery speed only. Just like you, Jolly Balloon Man. Unless... You're using the Ray of Enfeeblement on my commander? Not on the Skyclave? Okay. There we go. How did I get this skin? This was one of the Brothers War styles. So they were the sketch styles. I'm not sure how this one was distributed though. I don't know why they chumped the 3/3 instead of the 6/6 either. Okay, Jolly Balloon Man does go away, but I don't think I need him here. Since I've got all of these. Swing in, end the game. They got mana screwed early, found that Dark Ritual, but the removal we stole for them definitely came in handy. GG, Teysa. Nadu, Winged Wisdom. Why do I have to play against a Nadu? Nadu just got banned in Commander of all places. I think I deserve better. still gonna play the game, but I'm not gonna be happy about it, because nobody wants to play against Nadu. Not me, not no one. Nadu Winged Wisdom, you probably already know what this bird does. If it's targeted by my stuff, their stuff, anybody's stuff, or if any of their creatures are targeted, up to 2 times per turn, they look at the top card of their deck. If it's a land, it comes into play untapped. Why does it come into play untapped? Or they just get to put it into their hands. Nadu is banned in Duel Commander. Island. It makes me think you have a counterspell. Well, I do have an answer for that, and it's called Cavern of Souls. I'm gonna name human so my Jolly Balloon Man can resolve. You might not have anything to clone here, but I'm still swinging in. For anybody wondering why Virtue of Loyalty is in this deck, it's just really great with tokens. It makes a token, it's really strong. Very nice card to have. So they still have 2 mana up here. I could either play this Haste Enabler, or I could do Fable of the Mirror Breaker. This is my preference. So I can get, you know, another Kiki-Jiki sort of thing to go with my Squeaky-Jiki. Go, Goblin Shaman! Make me a treasure token so I can get to Elish Norton next turn. Alta Biscuit, thank you for the 2-month resub. I should have named Clown. So we have more humans in the deck than we have clowns. That's why I name human. However, if your opponent is about to lose and they're being really salty about it, you should totally name Clown. Hey! That was whack. I will discard 2 cards. I'm going to drop Amaria's Call and the Prismatic Vista. This is more lands. And again, I'm pretty sure they do have a counter spell, and they might be able to counter this. So I think it might be smarter and better for me to go for, like, Solemn Simulacrum. Yeah, it's mana drain. I really want Elish Norn to resolve if I can get her to. I'm willing to trade. I want Elish Norn down because their deck has a lot of landfall. And landfall abilities... Aw, dang. Landfall abilities get stopped by Elish Norn. So Bristly Bill, that's just an example of one of people's favorite cards to use with Nadu because it can keep going off and off and on and on and on and off. Gets stopped by Elish Norn, Mother of Machines. No, landfall means less game actions. But they got a Void Slime. They could actually counter Fable of the Mirror Breaker flipping over here. They're also killing my man! Nadu! Good news, they didn't Void Slime that. Bad news, they still have a Void Slime. I feel like I'm just... Jolly Balloon Man is the only uncounterable thing I have. And, sure, why not? Oh, no. Okay, that's fine. They used their Void Slime on that. Why am I matching up against Nadu? I think because Jolly Balloon Man was kind of identified as a potential strong commander before the set's release. So it's matching up against things like Roxanne and Malcolm, and I ran into 2 Tamios earlier. I'll have you know I won against the Tamio, though. That's a big Hydroid Crisis. Wizard! Do I get to resolve something? Elishnorn? An Elishnorn for the lady? And I want to put the end stop here. As we go to end step. I'm just giving myself some flyers. Because this is instant speed and this is not. That already knows how to fly. But okay, yeah, you can venture into the dungeon. I guess I'll prevent 1 damage over here. Since these go away at end step anyway. Hydroid Crisis does get to venture into the dungeon. Trapped entry. Each player loses a life. This does nothing on enter the battlefield. Thank you, Elishnorn, Mother of Machines. And I actually have a lot of damage this next turn, but I'm not sure how much because I'm not that good at thinking ahead. Ooh, that Flage can also be 6 damage. Alright, that's been washed away. We were gonna be able to make, like, super cool floaty clones. I can't do that. But I can... No, I'm trying to... Yeah, you have the ward, so it doesn't matter if I hit you. I'm just gonna go for face. On the first one, then Hydroid Crisis. I have full control mode on. Yeah, I know that you're gonna get some triggers here. Oh no. Oh, Flage is legendary. I can't copy it. I forgot. Jolly Balloon Man can copy it, but it's only if I was escaping it. So I don't gain any life. Ah, this would have been so cool with the clones, though. Well, it's all I got. Go get him, kids! And we lost to a Nadu. What else is new? Atraxa, Praetor's Voice. This is the proliferating Atraxa that's great with Planeswalkers, +1/+1 counters, and poison. I personally run it as a poison deck. And while this hand has some good cards in it, it doesn't have 3 lands. Ugh, neither does this one. I've had some trouble with this deck not getting to 3 lands, despite the fact that this deck has got plenty of mana in it. It has 41 lands. But you wouldn't know that by watching me play it, because sometimes it feels like I don't have lands in here at all. Hey there, Atraxa. So Hardened Scales makes me think that this might be a +1/+1 counters brew of Atraxa. Since the more scales they can harden, the more counters they got. Here's Athelia. Athelia's good for blinking my things, so we're going to bring out Elite Spellbinder. Good enter the battlefield here. Oh, and they're channeling all. They're definitely +1/+1 counters. Or scales. Alright, Scurry Oak, Ozolith, Wandering Emperor, Aspirant. They're missing another color here, very notably. They're missing white. I'm gonna drop the Aspirant since it's the lowest cost thing they have here. Or not drop it, but exile it, make it cost 2 more. And then I'll go for Wandering Emperor. If they get a Scurry Oak, good for them. And I managed to get my mana. They did not. GG, Atraxa. Emperor Apatzec Intly the 4th. Depending on where the number 4 appears in your cards, you get different buffs. Either getting another card in hand, another creature in hand, or maybe giving that creature haste if it has a power of 4, or gaining 4 life if it has a toughness of 4. Generally a very strong card. I am going to keep this despite only having 2 lands, because I feel like they're going to play a turn 1 Llanowar Elf or Bird or something, and they did. And you know what I can do? I can bolt it. Apatzec, sorry, not Apatzec. Apatzec is strong, but we can slow it down a little with this hand. A nice turn 2 where we do nothing. But they don't know that I don't have much here. I could still, I guess, play the Solitude, but I'd rather keep it so I can use it as repeatable removal. Go for another white mana source here, because I actually just drew really nice removal for Apatzec. We exile this. They put it back into the command zone. And this is not going to be giving them a manifest, because there's not a card under there. I failed to get another land here, so I'll go for Fable the Mirror Breaker, since this can hopefully help me filter my hand to get what I need. And I may as well attack for 2 damage. This makes us vulnerable to removal. Oh, well, they're gonna kill the goblin anyway. Rude. Not killing the hover ship, though? Maybe they have another piece of removal for the hover ship. Apatzec returns. Ooh, Anim Pakal. That's a great one. I'm going to drop Esper, Sentinel, and Blade Splicer here. Play Solemn Simulacrum. More ramp, more fun. Go grab another white source. Perfect. And swinging in again. Elvish Norn will mess with the power and toughness detection, since this is not on cast. It's on enter the battlefield. Yeah, we're ramping. No, they're humiliating him. Or Chasm. I can't stop this from triggering since it's out. I can get rid of it. I'll drop Anim Pakal. If I had like some more token doublers, I think I'd go otherwise. Boop. Hello, goodbye. I could have stopped it from getting haste by hitting this, but I'd rather just get rid of it. And now it's time for the Jolly Balloon Man. I have choices here. They're saying good game. I'm just out here like trying to decide how I want to remove things, if I want to make the additional clone in the middle. I should have made the clone of this and then used that clone to make another clone. They're letting Apatzec stay in exile forever. Well, they get to manifest Dread, so that's kind of neat. Maybe it'll be like Atali. I guess it wouldn't get the enter the battlefield. Oh, the Overlord! This makes them a land token. It's everywhere! It'll do that again when it attacks in. Tommy of Bamboo Groves, if this is a land, can put it into play. It is not a land. Also, notably, 5 toughness. I love that. Norn. Jolly Balloon Man. Go ahead and, oh wait, I gotta crew up. Just crew it. Did I exile more of these? I guess I used you instead. They are both great. GG. Narset Enlightened Master. This is the Narset casts spells for free when she attacks in. She also has Hexproof, which means that, like, this isn't going to do much for me. I do have a lot of tokens-related cards in this hand, but I'm still going to mulligan. Look for something a little faster, a little stronger. Something like a Johnny, the Cop Pariah. It's a great card. Nice. Play this a Johnny. It might get countered, killed. Usually there's not that many counter spells in this deck. There's just like a couple key ones. Because those aren't the spells you want to be casting for free. You want your big planeswalkers, your omnis, your kind of game-changingly good spells. All for the low cost of no mana. Oh, your lay flames. Since now they have 3 lands, I could play the Loyal Warhound in order to ramp. Or I could attack their hand. I want to ramp. Let's do it. Loyal Warhound coming out. I get a Plains. It comes into play, and then I'll play another land because I can. I'm being asked, is Ocelot Pride in the deck? Oh yeah, Ocelot Pride's in the deck. Also, RIP Johnny. He could come back. We do have Sun Titan in the deck. Oh, they didn't get a land. I want to see what's in their hand. They don't want me to see what's in their hand. GG, Narset. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. I hope you like seeing the Jolly Balloon Man, I don't know, clowning around in the queue. I noticed that when I was playing this deck, I was matching up against some very serious commanders. Things like Nadu and Roxanne. Even though this is a brand new commander that's, I don't know, it's comparable to me to a lot of other commanders, but it doesn't quite match up against some of the other super aggressive Boros cards like Anan Pakal, or some of the other enter the battlefield things like Felia. Since this costs essentially 4 mana, it is 3 and then 1 to activate. I would consider this to be in the 4-drop slot of my deck, not the 3-drop slot of my deck. Jolly Balloon Man is maybe a little bit too kitschy, but it is really fun, and I think, like, it does get good wins. And it has the potential to go crazy wide if you're going for token synergies like I was, or block your opponent out with constant exiling of their stuff or taxing of their cards. Jolly Balloon Man is kind of like a fresh take, too, for some Boros decks. I do like the idea of having Boros clones, getting really into the Kiki Jiki. I've also heard this called, by the way, Squeaky Jiki and Freaky Jiki. Very cute names. Or something that is making token copies on attacking in. It's cool to do even more of that with Jolly Balloon Man. One thing I wish was different about this card is that you could activate it as instant speed, but you can't, because there's a lot of ways that it can go semi-infinite, kind of like the original Kiki Jiki, if you could. So I understand why I can't make copies at instant speed. But oh, I really wish I could make copies at instant speed. It would make me very happy to clone cards on my opponent's turn. If you're looking for the deck list, it is in the description below. And if you would like to suggest a commander, especially one from Duskmorn, please do leave a comment. Let me know what you would change about this deck. Let me know what kind of cards you think should be brewed around next. I've already done Nashi, Jolly Balloon Man, and the big demon Valgavoth. And we've got plenty more cards to go through. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a brawlful day.